Coming to the stage now, somebody with us for her second time, and you're sure to enjoy her. Please welcome the very funny Kate Rado.
Don't worry about me.
Yay.
Oh.
Now, you know we.
Rick, thanks everyone. Oh, you guys, let's get real serious right off the beginning. I've been taking a long, hard look at my life, and I realized I'm never gonna finish Netflix. There's just too much content. Oh, but sometimes I do think that watching all this TV isn't good for me. I've watched so many dramas now that whenever I see a scene of two people riding in a car together, I'm just waiting for them to get hit by another car. I'm just like, the guy in the car driving, he's just like, what do you mean we're incompatible? I went to the therapist with you, didn't I? I mean, if we're so incompatible, why didn't you bring it up then? Is it someone else? Are you seeing someone else? Cut back to me on the couch, and I'm just like, just stop having important conversations. Just drive. It's like I'm holding my breath the whole time. The same thing happens whenever I see a scene of a woman or a child wandering into an isolated place. I'm just waiting for them to be attacked. We're always following them down a hall or like a poorly lit staircase, like blood on the wall from the last attack. And I'm like, don't go in there. Just turn back. You can turn back now. Don't you hear that music? That's you're gonna die music. Oh gosh. All this anticipation has really had an effect on how I behave in public, in everyday life. I am just like constantly on high alert. Even in the cab ride over here, the driver was like, are you visiting from out of town? And I was like, oh, no, buddy, eyes on the road. I'm not gonna die tonight. When I got here, I asked the guy where the bathrooms were, and he was like, oh, down the hall. And I'm like, that creepy hall with half of a light bulb? Nah, I don't think so. I'm gonna pee behind the bar. But to be honest, TV has always affected me. When I was in my 20s, I used to watch a lot of Lifetime, you know, the network for women being murdered in soft focus. Do you think that was the point when they started the network? Like, what was that meeting like? It was just a bunch of white guys sitting around, old white guys, let's be clear. Paris, we need a place to run all these tampon ads. Well, let's say we start a network just for women. Great. But what kind of shows do women want to watch? Cooking shows, cleaning shows. Well, Smith, sure, women love those things, but you know what really drives them wild? Seeing women just like themselves being brutally murdered. Well, that's perfect. Then they'll be too scared to leave home. But what actresses would want to be in such horrifying stories? Well, any broad in Hollywood over 40 and the chicks from Melrose Place. I doubt when they started the network that the intention was for it to be a series of cautionary tales where like one facts of life actress after another was getting stabbed. Claire, Joe, Natalie, no, not Tootie. But listen, by the time I was watching it, every movie was about a woman being tricked or cheated on, abused, or killed by her man. And it really affected me. So like if I met a guy at a bar and he was like, hi, how are you? I'd say, liar. And then I'd like fish around in my purse for some pepper spray. To be able to trust men again, I had to go to therapy, not like with a shrink. I had to, invent my own therapy because I couldn't afford that. But what I did was this. I just watched a bunch of movies over and over again where the man was nice to the woman. I called it Ryan Gosling therapy. All right, you guys, that's it for me. Thank you. I'm Kate Rado.
Kate Rado, everybody. Kate Rado, I'm coming. Kate, Phil, I'm coming here. I gotta push the right button. There it is. Yeah, now we're back. That's Kate Rado, everybody. Kate. Very funny. Very funny. One facts of life character after another being stabbed to death.